Welcome, 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 everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome to Paranormal Connections radio show. Hey, Para. Hey, everybody. You guys are already joining in. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. George,
Yes.
what can I say?
Welcome. Hey, like we talked,
Back.
you're back. You're out of the old cell. You look great. You look fresh. You look like you got some good rest. You
I
look.
did.
You look. You know what? You know people are gonna start talking, but you look great.
Well, sometimes you just need a little rest. Only
Yes.
24 hours to kind of gain your composure.
You.
Really
Uh.
think
Um.
about everything that's transpired. Give me some time to not really react because I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday I was a little peeved when I went to go and do my morning post and it said,
You.
"No, screw you.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't like your ass."
Yeah.
Removed your post, and not only can you not post for the next 24 hours, you can't talk to nobody on Facebook. All you can do is sit there and watch them. It was like being on punishment in the corner and watching all the kids play.
You know what? And it was so sad because I tried to go. Just proof thinking I think I have everything handled. I went live. Thinking, okay, hey guys, she's in trouble. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my god, I thought you were gonna come on and explain yourself. And I'm trying to bring you back. I'm like hitting all these buttons and like, oh shit, she really is in jail. You couldn't even do anything. You could only hear us, right?
Yeah, and it was so weird because if somebody was smart enough to call me on Messenger,
Yeah.
it would go through, but I couldn't call you. And I couldn't send you a message to tell you to call me. So, like, if I read a message, people were thinking like I was just ignoring them because I would see it, but I couldn't respond. And then, like 20 minutes later, I would get the like question mark, question mark, question mark. And I'm like, fuck, I can't even do anything. It's not like I can even like message you and say, hey, get a hold of so and so and tell them I'm in Facebook jail. No, I couldn't do any of the above. I was screwed. I just had to sit there and like just let people be mad and wondering what the hell
Right.
was going on. And
Right.
then people saw that the post disappeared. So my inbox was flooded with, oh, what happened? The post that you have, it disappeared
Right.
because
Well.
a lot of people shared that post.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the only reason, real quick, I mean, backtrack. The only reason how I found out that you were in jail with Facebook is I got a call from bail bonds Renee. Renee goes, "You need to call. You need to call Christina now. Now." I'm like, "Oh my god, what happened?" And yeah, so I didn't know he was running a bail bonds, but I would have never known. I would have been like, "Oh God, are you okay?" So you're out. You look refreshed. The food was okay, I guess. I mean, no big deal.
Yeah, especially that cake that you and Kara sent.
You know,
It was perfect, minus the little bite, but that was kind of a trademark thing for you. It was all right. Like I said, I got the file out, and just as I was about to break out,
yes,
the
ma'am.
bail bar, they told me I had made bail.
Well, there you go. You know
Go
what?
figure.
They couldn't keep you longer. There's no possibility. They found out. They go, wait a second. Who do you got? And they're all like, Christina George. Oh, hell no. You don't have Christina George. You guys, you blew it, man. She's going to be pissed off when she gets out. Whoever's on her shit list, oh, man, he's got some troubles tonight.
Well, yeah, and I was explaining, why I ended up in Facebook prison,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
the CEOs were actually a little peeved off about that too, because they said, no, this asshole should be
Yeah.
in Facebook prison, not you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I agreed. So anyway, I'm back. Had to take a little, break for 24 hours to gain my
Right.
composure.
Right.
Didn't really help a whole lot, but it did give me a lot of time for not only myself, but my secret serve, like they're like my paranormal secret service group, right? I have this group of these badass internet like snoopers, like it's like a girl's version of Anonymous, right?
Right.
And some of them I think are even part of them. But anyway, they get me information that is so deep down, stuff on people sometimes that it is just like sometimes I have to think like, oh no, I can't put that out. That's Christina,
You?
you're going a little too far on this one. Like, how far you want to go. So
Right.
yeah, people would be surprised of the amount of stuff I never put out
Wow.
about people when I call somebody out.
Yeah, no, and people need to realize that. I mean, there must be some people out there probably thinking, why are they doing, or why is she doing this? Why, blah, blah. You all don't understand. Like she said, she gets hundreds, of stuff that she could be talking about, and she doesn't. So it's not like anybody's looking to start anything or any drama. This is very important, especially tonight's show, if you ask me.
Well, people have sent me messages that have been
Sure.
listening to the show for a long time, and they'll say, "Oh, why are you, having all the drama shows now, and getting in battles online with people?" And I'm like, "Well, really, show me what battles I've really got into, because it really hasn't been any freaking battles. Like, I mean, we had one debate, and then that like made the dummy look even worse. So like he
Right.
cut his own neck. But for the most part, look, I can't even say it's calling him out, because the only thing we're doing is putting out information that's already out there. If anybody goes and does a little bit of research, they find the same stuff that I found.
Exactly.
And I would think that they would be just as disturbed as I was,
Right.
as you,
Right.
as thousands of other people.
Right.
I mean, again, this has been a very, very popular past 2 days, even the one I did earlier today, about this topic. And, tonight, for those people who are just joining us, we're talking about, who are the people that we are associating ourselves with and we are working with in the paranormal field. They are not always who we think they are or who they portray themselves to be.
Exactly.
Now, some of them, are just full of it. They're complete frauds. It's just all for attention. But then we've also got some people out there that are known sex offenders, child molesters, have been gone to jail or prison for attempted murder. I mean, I have, over the last 15 years, you would be surprised at how many people, again, it usually comes from previous close friends. They're close friends, they know everything about the person, they investigate with them, and then something happens and they fall out, and the first thing that people do is run to me and they say, "Oh my god, do you know that he used to be in prison for drugs, or he used to be in prison for attempted murder, and I think you should let the field know." Well, it kind of pisses me off sometimes, because I'm like, really? Like, you've been friends with him all this time, and obviously, you had no problem supporting him and standing by his side. Now you're mad. Now you want to come to me to put him out on blast.
Right.
So I pick and choose what I post. I don't, for people who really follow the show, people know there's drama in this field going on every single day.
Absolutely.
We could do a show on paranormal drama, just a whole show just based on that. Every week we would have plenty of stuff to talk about. But this isn't what this show is. But the great thing about having complete control over the content of our shows is that we can talk about anything we want, anytime we want. And that's exactly what I do. You don't like this episode? Don't watch.
Right.
Next week, it'll be a whole new topic. We'll probably be on to something completely different, has nothing to do with drama whatsoever. But again, when I find certain things out about people that it just irks me to no extreme, I have to say something. And I want to know what my listeners and what my followers and friends on social media, I want to know what you guys think, because I'm not saying that my opinion, and George isn't saying his opinion, are the right opinions or the only opinions. Everybody has different opinions. And I don't expect my listeners to all agree with me. That would make for a very boring. I love to debate. Everybody knows that. But again, when I'm very passionate about something, I'm very passionate. And happens to be something I'm very passionate. And when somebody gets butt hurt because they get put on blast, and hold on.
Mr. President, we're really sorry. Oh God. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Silence. hope everybody's. I don't even know if you can even hear me. This is played off that you can. I hope everybody had a really good day. I hope you understand what this show is about. I hope you understand that it's, Christina does these shows to protect everybody. And, you got to look at the positive side to what Christina is doing, not the negative side, if you even see any negative side. Remember, everything she pulls off topic wise, it's always to help you guys, to protect you guys, to protect people in the paranormal and outside the paranormal. So always keep that in mind. Just in case you can't hear me, then I'm talking to myself. And I'm used to that crap. Meow. Other than that, I hope everybody had a really good day. Because I did. I had a really good day. A little bit too much sun by the pool, but oh well.
Hello. It's like magic. I'm back. That was my one phone call for the night.
You left your soap at the jail cell. They said, come and get it.
No, it's that we've got, again, it's like every time I'm out here, we got these damn wildfires going on. So they got evacuation areas. And so we are getting flooded right now with evacuees because they just like told another 30,000 people they have to evacuate. So they're all coming down the hill towards us.
Well,
so
we got smoke out here. The only thing we have in Brentwood is heavy. It's best to stay inside right now. No fires, just the smoke.
yeah, and in Lake County, they've got two fires going on at the same time. And again, it's very reminiscent of the Napa wildfires, back in October. And I actually saw video footage of the Carr fire, which is up there in Lake County as well, Lake Berryessa area. And it actually had a fire funnel, a fire tornado.
Wow.
That was taking out fences and certain houses where, it was catching them on fire. I mean, again, just like before, when people were trying to tell me, oh, it was like secret space beam weapons and shit. I'm sorry.
You're losing it, baby.
It's like whenever a fire is like, I feel like I got to go like post all the pictures to say, see, really, it really just happens from fires. Like if you live anywhere where you have wildfires, this isn't too uncommon.
No, you know what's going to happen too? Look, and I'm trying to make fun, but you're going to have somebody's going to post a picture of something. Look, there's two eyes and a mouth in the fire.
Okay. Exactly.
Stop. Don't let anybody do that. Because if
the Illuminati is coming through. They opened a demon portal.
It's going to happen. I see fires and they're like, oh, somebody will do a little circle. Look at the eyes and look at the mouth. Oh God, please stop it. We also had an earthquake today too. Did you know that? I heard.
Yes, we did. I happened to be in the bank making a deposit, and all of a sudden the woman from the back office came running out. Oh, did you feel that? And everybody looked at her like she's crazy. And she said, the window, it like popped. And my chair rolled forward. And she's like, and it scared the hell out of me. She goes, I think we just had an earthquake. And everybody's looking like, did you feel it? Nope. Did you feel it? Nope. So she goes back and she's like looking around. She's like, I swear. And she's telling this person, and like 3 minutes later, she runs out with her cell phone and she goes, another one just hit in Vallejo, 3.5.
Buildings are falling down. Holy cow. Things are happening.
I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the teller, right? And I, even though I may not always say what's on my mind, I sometimes when I'm out in the public, I really try to filter myself and really hold in what I want to say. Sure. But I'm told that my face says everything.
Great.
So obviously I had the real eye roll thing going on and look of straight disgust, like, seriously, lady. And I'm like, yeah. I said, I'd love to know. I said, it still baffles me how all of us live in California.
Right.
And we know that California is known for earthquakes.
Right.
And when we get an earthquake, we are so freaked out. It's as if we are a visitor and we've never known that this may happen here. I said, that's like if you go to like Oklahoma or like Tornado Alley. Yeah. More than likely, if you're there in tornado, you're probably going to see a damn tornado.
It's kind of like the person saying, what's the name of that fire? The Carr fire. What's the name of how did it start? Okay, it started with a car, and that's why they started calling it a car fire. Come on. Come on, man. I'm sorry. You know what? It's just us humans are so stupid sometimes. We're just dumb.
Well, and I tell people when I'm always talking, well, especially on the other show, I'm always talking about,
Yeah.
people need to be prepared and they need to have like a bug out bag and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
especially here in California, because look, people, like, we're going to have, at least from what my precog dream show, and I've been talking about for a while, we're going to get some good earthquakes coming our way here on the
Yeah.
West Coast.
Yeah.
And, literally, if you're anywhere from Washington State all the way up to Mexico, yeah, we're going to be rocking and rolling here soon. And they're going to be sporadic, but, but big things are changing. So people need to be prepared. That's all I'm going to continue to say is just be prepared, because no matter how much I say this, people just seem like it's never going to happen. So
No.
whatever. I will be prepared. George, you'll be prepared.
I'm
And
prepared. I'm actually we have stuff in the garage, and ever since I met you, we talked about this. Being prepared. We're prepared. I mean, we have waters now. We have it. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. It doesn't happen while we're doing the show, because I had to say, "See you later, alligator." Oh, speaking about alligators, you don't like alligators.
yeah, let's not talk about alligators. That's why I don't go anywhere where will flood like Florida, and then I'll have alligators coming up my
Right.
driveway.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to everybody again that are on the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Billy Sims is saying, in this field, it's all about reputation. And when you lose it, it's gone. You better be careful, because the paranormal community is paying attention. I so agree. Hey, Angel, nice to see you. Yeah, reputation is everything. And actually, later on in the show, we're going to be talking about another topic where, again, your reputation is everything. To people who screw up deserve a second chance. We want to hear from you. So, all right. So back to our guy. So our guy that we are talking about tonight is Daniel Romanos. All right. And I am sure that most people who are already on this stream, of course, already know about this guy, because if you follow the stream, if you follow my page, you follow George, oh, he's just disappeared. If you follow either of our streams, you know that I posted about this the other day. This is a guy who many people are actually surprised that they're friends with him. And I personally was too. I got a message out of the blue telling me that I was friends with this perverted guy, and I had no idea who this person was. So I went and checked the person out, and all that I said, well, hello there, George.
No, that was really weird. I stretched forward. I'm sorry. I hope you didn't miss me. And
Yeah, we missed you, but we just kept talking.
Great, thanks. I don't know what happened. That was weird.
But anyway, this guy used to be big in the following, or a very large interest in the paranormal, ufology, anything horror related. He's a writer, and he was a magician, or he still is. Now, he has been around for a long time. He's not somebody new to the field. And so, again, I added him many, many years ago. And I had wondered, like, I would never, ever look. I always look at every profile, and I have to have quite a few people in common with, them, and people that I deal with on a constant basis. I look to see what they post about all these different things, or I don't put them on. So I kind of stalked his page. I went and looked years back, and the further I went back, the further I could see that back in the day, it was a whole different page, whole different Daniel there. And he's changed his name a couple of times, Daniel Romanos now, and he now goes by Dr. Daniel Romanos. And if you just search public records, because again, the stuff that we found wasn't really even anything deep, dark. It was just out in the open. Anybody can find this stuff out. And he actually has a site where he registers himself as Dr. Daniel Romanos. And again, the way we can tell is because other websites and other pages are linked to this site. And it was saying that he was a physician and surgeon. So that, number one, I would think would be somehow illegal. How do you market yourself or put yourself out there as something like that you're not? Now he's trying to make people think that he has been part of Johns Hopkins University, where actually he's not. He just does his interviews and stuff at a cafe near Johns Hopkins University. He has stated he's got all kinds of PhDs and degrees, which he does not have as well. He claimed for many years, when he followed the likes of Reverend Bob Larson, the fraud demonologist, Christian savior soul, and give you an exorcism in front of everybody by hitting you with his Bible, Larson. He used to go to on his tour, and he was the so-called Satanist. He has done live rituals portraying himself as a true Satanist. He claims that he was the leader of a satanic cult or group. He says he's not a Satanist, but that he does run this group. Now, again, people, the things that I'm saying, these are coming from his mouth. This is nothing. I'm not even saying, allegedly. I'm not saying in my opinion. I'm telling you what this douchebag has put out about himself, period.
Well, what's funny is you got in trouble for something that the other day you called him on the phone and you talked about exactly what he did and what he was accused of and what he's posted, and he didn't deny any of it. That's what's so amazing, that you actually got in trouble for something that he posted, and all you did was call him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, no problem. I'll talk on your show, and I believe in everything I'm doing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it." And the next thing you know, Facebook says you're in trouble, but you didn't do anything wrong. And this guy turned it around. So it's just, I don't think he knows. I don't think he knew what the hell you were talking about. I think he had no idea what was going on.
Well, I found out that he's actually gone after a few other people in the field as well. I saw in our stream that Bill Hartley, now I know Bill personally, and he said that, this was a guy who harassed and trolled him and wrote articles about him for years. He actually wrote some kind of article about where Bill actually worked at.
Wow.
And it caused Bill to be fired from his job.
Oh, wow. That's
so obviously, now see, me personally, this guy got butthurt because when I called him on the phone, he was nice as can be.
He was very nice.
Very nice, right? I was kind of shocked. So I was like, okay, well, shit, Christina, maybe you do have it wrong.
Right.
Maybe George is right. We have to see good in people, and we have to give him his side, because maybe this is all just a misunderstanding, and you just have it wrong, Christina.
Yeah.
Just admit it wrong. And I was willing to do that and even apologize to all my listeners for putting some nonsense out that wasn't, it wasn't true. And hell no.
Hell no.
Asshole. Obviously, he didn't know who I was. I did introduce myself. I said, hey, I'm Christina George from Paranormal Connections. I'm doing a live stream right now, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to invite you to the show so you can give your side. Just want to let you know.
Yep.
I think what you're doing is really bad.
Yep.
But so I'm not inviting you to be your friend. I want you to be aware. I don't want you to be blindsided by the fact that I'm anti you.
Yep.
And he was still willing to come on. So I was like, gosh darn it, Christian. Okay, I'm gonna try this all little positivity thing and seeing the good in others.
Right.
And then I went to bed and I said, yes, tomorrow noon we're gonna get up. We're gonna do this little show. Part 2 is gonna be awesome. Everybody was, sharing the stream. Everybody was commenting, and then all of a sudden,
you had handcuffs on you.
Came on 8:30 in the morning, and I said, "Oh, I need to say my morning hello to everybody." And I said, and I made this nice little post, and I clicked it, and it said, "Sign into your account." I'm like, "What? It kicked me out? What?" So I signed back into my account. I had to prove it's me and all this, and answer all these questions, and then it at the end, it unlocks me, but
Yeah.
it says now I'm unlocked so I can see the page, but I'm locked out for 24 hours for violating their community standards. Now, mind you, he reported both the post and the actual show link.
Right.
But he's not that smart because, first of all, I don't give two shits about the post. Who not, maybe not even a lot of people saw the post. The stream is what's getting out. Now he can take down the post because he gets all butthurt because I mentioned him by name. I put screenshots of who he is, all the good stuff. Everybody put the stuff down. But I don't care about that. He can't take down my stream.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I am a journalist. We have a radio show. We have a right to our opinions. Again, but he didn't like what I had to say, and he felt that I was a little shady by calling him. And maybe I was. Look, I was kind of like, I'm one of these people that I was horrible as a kid when all of my boy cousins would want to get me to do something that I didn't want to do, and they'd all dare me. And so over the years, it's like, if you dare me, like, it's just, you just have to do it. Like, you got to prove it, right? So when we were on the stream the other day, and I mentioned that, I had all of his public information, including his phone number, everybody in the stream said, you should call him, you should call him, you should call him. And then I thought, oh. And then you, George, said, well, what does everybody think? Do you think that we should invite him on the side so he can tell his side? And everybody was like, yeah, you should call and ask him.
And you did. You were so polite. You were so polite, though. You invite him like it was like a nice little dinner. We're gonna sit out with candlelights, and we're gonna have escargot. And you know what? It was like no. And the guy was extremely nice. I was blown away. I'm like, he's gonna come on. He's gonna talk to you and say, look, there was a misunderstanding. He was gonna tell it how it is. He made a mistake. Blah blah blah. And he didn't do that. And I thought that's what he was gonna do. He's gonna come on and apologize. And the next thing you know, he's really butthurt on calling him out on something that is disgusting and it shouldn't be out there. And the fact that you got in trouble over this to this day, it's been 2 days, you've been out for a whole day, is totally, I don't understand these rules where he should be locked up for even posting that stuff.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what he's been posting because, again, so we said back into the 1990s, he was touring around with Bob Larson, Reverend Bob Larson.
Right.
And then he started becoming a repeat guest on Bob Larson's Christian podcast.
Right.
Okay. And so he would go in and he was the proclaimed Satanist. Now, he now claims all these years later, and mind you, because he was in the paranormal and people weren't paying, I think, too much attention. He was into magic more than anything else. And he was getting a big following as with a lot. And this is the sickening part about it. He has a big following of young kids.
No.
Young kids that were following him. Okay. So mind you, so we're talking years ago, right?
Right.
So now we're fast forward. And so the guy goes on Bob Larson's radio show and he says, yes, and I'm a Satanist and, I cast spells so that, I can put spells on 12-year-old girls so that I can have sex with them.
He actually said that?
Yes.
So why wouldn't you get in trouble? I don't mean to interrupt you. That's mind-boggling. I don't understand what the rules are in this world then. You would think that would be just basically someone knocking on his door saying, guess what? You're going to jail.
Well, again, we're talking, this was in the 1990s.
Well, that was only a few
like
years
the
ago.
internet like it is now. How many people were actually listening? And, the people who are listening are into all this bullshit and we're probably thinking, oh, my God, he's got a real true Satanist and blah, blah, blah. So it did really rile people up.
Yeah.
And so people were trying to go after him. And then at that point, he said, oh, step back, everybody. First of all, I'm not a Satanist. I don't claim any religion. I don't want to confine myself. Now, although I do run a satanic group, and he states the name of this satanic group. Okay, so first of all, he says, I'm just playing a role. I don't really have sex with children, and I just do it for attention. So
And so
let's.
if he's no, but if you're thinking that, the fact that he's even thinking that, saying I have blah 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 with children, the fact that it's already in his brain, that means he's thinking about it, and that means he's running this little movie clip in his head. He's sick minded for even saying that, don't you think?
Oh, I completely agree. So that was kind of his way out, right?
Right,
And was okay, I'm a writer and I just, make up these things for attention and make things sound good. I say whatever they want me to say, but that's not really who I am. I'm this Christian guy and, I do all this good stuff and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so he gets past it. And now we're going to fast forward. And so if you look through his Facebook page over the years, it's changed. He has multiple accounts
right,
under multiple names. But Daniel Romanos is what he's sticking with for right now. It probably won't last very long, but if he'd have to start his following across social media all over again if he did that. And
right.
I will tell you the one good thing that I liked the other day about the stream is that I saw all kinds of posts afterwards in my notifications where people were saying, "Oh, I had 500 mutual friends with this douchebag. Now I only have 141." I mean, and I saw it over and over and over, and I saw it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw those numbers drop, and I also went to the page because, again, I didn't delete him. I saw that he was on my friends list. He had never spoken to me. So I think that probably after the stream, he's like, "Oh, I better go look this Christina Georgia up in this Paranormal Connections and see what the hell I just agreed to." And, oh, I'm friends with her.
Yeah.
And then there was our stream right there. And he probably watched it and probably got very peed off at the point that I wasn't very believing in trying to think good on this guy.
Yeah.
But again, you look at it and the past few years, it has changed. He's always written blogs about fantasy. It's usually horror fantasy, but it started to take a turn a few years ago.
Right.
And he started telling people, and he has over the last few years, publicly under his own account, came out and stated that he's not a pedophile because of what he writes. He is what is called a hebephile. Now, for those who don't know the difference, to me, there is no damn difference. Okay, you're a freaking pedophile. But a hebephile is defined as somebody who has a sexual attraction or would like to have sex with a child between 11 and 14. With a pedophile, it's 11 or below. I don't care how old it is. It is wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong. And now his whole page, you would never know. That's why so many people were shocked when this came out and everybody started searching this guy to see if they were on his friends list. And people were shocked if either they're like, "Oh my God, like I'm friends with him. I didn't know that." Or they say, thank goodness I'm not on his friends list, but I had 200 of my friends on there. So I'm going to message all of them as well. So this did really go viral as far as in our field of people sharing all this information. And it was absolutely amazing. So we did make a dent in it there. So, Mr. Petto got, upset. And so he went and turned it in. And let me read you.
Do you want to call him?
Screw that. I ain't going to get in. Hell no, I ain't going to call him. Hell no. He can watch the stream and he can call in if he feels froggy. Because I'm ready to jump. Okay. So he says, "Seeing as you were disingenuous concerning your reasons for inviting me to be a guest on your podcast, and you have now engaged in targeted harassment of me, including support of felony level death threats."
What?
Okay. I supported that. Sure,
maybe,
dude. Sure. Yeah. I can show me, because I've listened to the show again. I watched the video. I never, ever supported anybody do anything of a death threat to you. So, Maybe a few people said they wanted to grind your penis up in a blender, but that wasn't me, and I didn't say that was they should do that. I just people were venting.
I forgot about that blender thing.
Hey, I can't control my listeners. That's not. He said, I must cancel my scheduled interview. Please be advised that I will be taking legal action against you should your defamatory behavior continue and you do another show. So here I am. Another show, another day. We're talking about you, Mr. Pedo Daniel. Yes, you. And so, again, you're not going to stop me from talking about it. You're not going to stop me from getting the information out about you. I have so many alternative platforms and ways to get these streams out, and you can't stop me from all of them. You can't.
Can we get somebody to come on with a blender and just to turn it on real quick? I mean, if we get one of your,
I think it should be Kristen, because Kristen was the one that made that comment past.
It was Kristen. It was Tammy.
If they I think Tara might have been in part of that.
I think one of those young ladies.
I gotta crack open a Pepsi for that one too.
Me too. Is one of those young ladies to come on with the blender, turn it on. I don't care what if you throw a Vienna sausage or a ballpark hot dog in that son of a gun. I want to see what happens.
Oh, you're funny. All right. If anybody wants to join us tonight, let me grab the link real quick, and you are welcome to come and join us on the stream. Let me put in the link for you. All right. If you are on your laptop or your computer, all you need to do is just click that little link in the comments below, and it will join you in. It'll tell you to connect your camera, and it'll put you in the lobby, and we will add you to the stream. If you're on your cell phone, when you click on that link, it's going to say you need to download the Be Live TV app first. You're going to download that, then click the link again, click join as a guest, and you will be connected. We'll bring you on. Again, we want to hear your response on, do you think that this is actually something we need in our field? I mean, okay. Something else I found out over the weekend, or actually today, but I got the information today, found it over the weekend, was another mutual friend of mine. Her parents actually know this guy. Actually know him. And she tried to tell me that, he's a good guy. This is just all for show, and that she would know because her parents know him, and her younger niece follows him on YouTube or something like that. And her uncle is a sheriff. Now, look, this is my friend, right? This is where I tell you that I am not biased. I will say whatever to whoever. And I told her, well, if your aunt and your sheriff uncle have done research on this guy and they don't see anything wrong with his page, it has nothing to do with magic. It has to do with pedophilia. And even though these are what they're called fantasy writings, fantasy blog, it's all fantasies that have to do with abusing, molesting, and having sexual relationships with children. Now, again, so much chaos and drama came up about this. I was kind of trolling the page and watching all the stuff he was posting up as far as his articles, because I guess he figured okay, all these people are coming to my page, let me put up as much as I can, and maybe they'll see something that I like. Oh, hell no. I saw some of the most I was even a little taken back by some of the comments that he got. And the thing is that he went and reported me. I didn't say anything like some of these people. Like some of these people were planning, they were going to come and hunt him down and find his information, come get him. And this was on his page. So he eventually disabled any comments.
Of course.
So now his whole page is just
Magic
his,
tricks. Magic
yeah,
tricks.
exactly. It's like magic. And he has now pulled down all of the articles that have the pictures of all the girls, the young underage girls in the bikinis and in sexual positions. He took all that down. But again, dummy Daniel, this is the internet.
Yeah.
And you can delete it, but there's always a footprint. There's
Always.
always somewhere that lies
Yep.
resting until somebody looks for it.
Right.
And I had just the people looking for it. Now, after I got on Facebook, Joe, also he went out and before he deleted the comments on, and disabled the comments on his post, he actually went on and posted up yet another comment under his post of his article, stating that yes, he is a hebephile and he stands by what he has said. And if people don't like it, they're welcome to share it publicly. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm helping him out.
Wow. I'm just blown away. You know, it's as a man, it's so as a man, it's so sad and very sickening that someone's able to admit to what they like and get away with something that's so severe and get away with it. To actually admit that, having a child or not, it's just the fact it's so bizarre that he's able to get away with this. Bizarre.
Right. And let's see. Pat says, you don't need this anywhere. How many young girl lives did he F up for the rest of their lives? And again, on his behalf, because I'll play devil's advocate, he does say that all this stuff that he writes about, all the stuff that he says about liking kids, all that is just a facade. It's just for attention. But I don't know. Like I think of things differently. I feel things differently, and for me, I feel like this is like an easy way for a sheep to hide in wolves, a wolf to hide in sheep's clothing, right? And get in with the flock and make them feel comfortable, and then all of a sudden jump up and attack them. It's one of those things that if you go from being completely all about and focused
Mm-hmm.
on horror and paranormal and ufology and magic and all of that, what causes you to change so drastically that there is absolutely nothing the past couple of years paranormal on your page whatsoever? It's all this strange pedophilia fantasy.
You know what?
Article.
It's not about what has changed. He's always been that person. He just got to a point where he just let it out. You know, he's asking
Just
for
feels that comfortable, I
he
guess.
just feels that comfortable. Well, look what he's doing, and nothing's happening. So what's next? A little girl or a little boy or whatever. Something's gonna, let's God forbid. I don't want anything to happen to any children. But let's just now he's like, I'll get away with it.
No, but I mean, it was look at the show we did about the UK paranormal investigator that was sending out the nude pics of himself to people. And what
Right.
did we say on the show?
Yeah.
If it starts here, how do we know that it's just limited to just female paranormal investigators? How do we know that it's not to a child? And crazy enough,
Look what
right after
happened.
that show, we were
Yep.
actually sent the evidence to show that he had sent this information to a 15-year-old girl, and the police were involved. And
Yep.
fortunately he was from the UK, they were from the UK, so uh laws and everything are much different. A lot of times people like this are able to get away with it because again, if there's nobody that is reporting anything,
Right.
they're
Which
just
you
all accusations. And if you say, hey, I'm a writer, I'm an author, and this is just one of my multiple personas that I write about, and the things that I write about, it has nothing to do with reality. In reality, I'm this great Christian guy, blah, blah. I just play a Satanist. Oh, I'm not into satanic rituals. I just do them live on stage. Oh, I don't
yeah.
do this, but I run a satanic group. I mean, like,
No, they're all fake titles for a reason. They're all fake titles to say, look what I am. I would never do that. Look what it's all these fake titles, but he's just, he's this person that he's portraying is this, uh, after little girls and little boys or whatever. And it's all these fake titles to make him look like he's such a great guy. And he's not this person. If I was in his, which I'm not even close to being this guy's shoes, but you know what? He should call in. He should have called in. He should have been knowing that you're going to come on. He should be up here saying, look, you know what? I messed up. Or speak your piece. Make us change our minds. Because first, I'm not going to change my mind. There's no possible way. But at least come and tell us what the hell is wrong with you. Why?
What do you think?
What are you doing? I don't get it. It doesn't make. But you know what? He's not the only one out there. I assure you, this about Paranormal Field. I assure you, he's not the only person. It's just that somebody else hasn't been caught.
Well, and again, when I was going through a lot of the comments before it got taken down, I was getting, comments saying that there's many people that, have claims against him. So, again, when people start coming out and get put on blast, it makes other people feel more comfortable to come out and tell their stories and what's, been going on. I kind of laughed, though, the fact that he thought that he would scare me. Like, he'll take that down and he'll send me a little message and defriend me and tell me I better be careful to sue me, and that's going to stop me.
Oh, he defriended you. Isn't it? I know, seriously, it's like everybody gonna get so buttered. I'm so mad. I'm not gonna be your friend anymore. Okay. Still.
Well, I have right now, I'm thinking about like 2,300 friend requests that are pending.
Right.
And do you know, I never delete anybody unless, if I do delete them, I send them a message and let them know. Like, I don't want anybody to question why they're not going to see, my page anymore. I'm going to let you know.
Yeah.
I'm not somebody, I'm not afraid of people or whatever. We don't agree. We don't need to be on each other's page. Boom. Yeah.
Right.
I don't really care. It's my page. I say what I want. Anybody can say what they want on the show pages. Don't care. But on my private personal page, absolutely. If you act crazy or you talk crazy to my friends, good way to get you kicked off, especially if I don't know you, because it doesn't really matter to me. But something like this, how are you going to stop me? Even if I didn't do the video, even if they just ban me from Facebook completely,
right?
We still have over 500,000 live listeners that hear us every single week over the airwaves.
Right.
So over, all of our online streams and platforms and all of that and archives, the information is going to get out. And that only fueled me to make me want to do another show.
Well, I wouldn't have stopped you. It needs what you're doing. Some people, like I said earlier, may not like what we do, but you know what? You're doing it to protect them. That's what the people, if someone doesn't like what you're doing or what we're doing, we're doing it to protect you, the listener, or someone in the paranormal. It's our way of trying to help out. And that's how I look at it, and for anybody that doesn't believe in that, I'm sorry, but I'm stand by Christina George 100%.
Yeah. Well, Ruther, it's true what he's saying.
Oh,
or
it's
not
true. It's true.
The fact that he's out there. See, you flip sides. Yesterday you were in that little box of,
No.
See, this is why you have the background and it's all white and illuminated and you have the white shirt, and I always have the dark and I got the green background over here.
Yeah.
I'm always the one that doesn't see the brightness, and you're always the one that has the second chance. You have now, I need to switch the backgrounds. Like, too bad I couldn't flip them because you've come to the dark side.
I've definitely come to the dark. My skin is thick. And you know what? This guy is 100%. Look, it's my opinion, and it's only my opinion. He's guilty of whatever he's doing. I don't believe I don't even think he has a chance at all. And what I mean by that is, I was like yesterday, oh, well, let's give him a break. You know what? The fact that he's hiding right now in some toolies, nobody could find him, let's say, and he's not willing to reach out and say, look, I made a mistake, or I was trying to create drama. The fact that he hasn't said anything, no, it's 100%. He's a douchebag, 100%.
Well, I think that if, again, he might have been a little peeved because I called him live during the show. But again, if he watched it,
you told him.
I told him at the beginning, yes, I did tell him. Now, maybe he didn't listen, but I did make sure that I That may have said a little fast, maybe you didn't hear, but
Maybe he
I
was doing
did
a
say it.
magic trick. Maybe he was doing a magic trick.
I was trying some magic out on Mr. Daniel over there.
Yeah.
So, me personally, I saw that, and again, if he felt that the magic,
What happened?
a light went off, and that's it. Uh, Now I lost my train of thought.
I thought you got pushed out by Facebook. They just hit. I really thought. Like you looked up and everything just changed. The demeanor. I'm like, oh shoot, Facebook
I
just.
got ghosts in my room here. Well, let's go to some of the comments out here because we got a bunch of them that are.
Yeah, please. I want to hear them. I want to see what they're thinking.
Rhonda's saying, yeah, but will they leave their kids alone with this creep? I don't think so. Again, she must be talking about my friend's aunt and uncle. Yeah, I doubt it. Like again, this is a field that it's so weird because with the internet, right? You meet people and you make connections with them online,
Yeah.
and they can seem like the greatest people.
Right.
But then it's like all of a sudden, like they're in the headlines, like, they like the Constantinos. Everybody
Yes.
loved them,
Yes.
and then the husband decides, he's going to kill the wife and himself. And,
Yep.
it very, very sad. But again, that's the way, things go. We've had people who have been put out on blast by multiple platforms and groups that search out frauds and stuff in the paranormal that have been called out for their for being sexual offenders. They're on the actual, sexual predator list. What in the hell are we doing as a paranormal community if we don't know who we're investigating with? Who they are online does not mean, like, how many people have gotten killed. Like, they make online friends and they are like, I'm gonna go meet them because
Yep.
I've talked to him for the last year. Oh, it's a great person and everything seems great. Then you go there and that guy's a damn serial killer.
Right. We've talked about this before. I mean, why can't we go to the next level? Is it have to wait till someone actually gets hurt really bad or killed? You gotta, if you have a team of paranormal investigators, I truly believe that you have to be able to do some type of background check and at least do it yourself. Now the internet, you can find anybody. You can find
Right.
anything about anybody. But
you know what? I have to say, though, even with that, it makes it hard because if you go and search me, you're going to find a million things, a lot of crazy things. 10% of it is probably real, but so if people base that on that, nobody would mess with me. They'd be like, oh, girl, I know the FBI are looking for you. You're a serial killer. We can't mess
Yep.
with you.
Yep.
But,
I don't know. It's
again,
just.
I guess it's hard. People make connections in this field, and we feel that like we feel like such outcasts in the regular world.
Exactly.
When we meet other people like us with the same passion,
Right.
at least I know, like me, and I know you're the same way. We are people, really friendly people person. So
Right.
we immediately open our arms up to them, and they're like, "Hey, you could be my new friend," and without any even second thoughts. And it's just like, okay, even if everybody hates you, I'm going to give you a chance. And until you mess me over, then we got a problem.
Right.
But again, we don't even know this person. We're taking all these chances and we're like getting in fights with our other friends because they don't like them. Because, like, how dare you say? And then they turn around and, they're in the news the next week.
Exactly.
We gotta be careful. I mean, it's just, come on, people in chat. Like, do you think that there is any way that we are ever going to be able to wrangle the field and get some kind of continuity, some kind of regulations in this field? It's needed. I just don't think it's ever going to happen because there's too many of us. And there would only be like a small percentage that would probably decide that, that they want to be governed and they want to, they want to be safe and they want all this. The rest of them be kind of like, meh, I'll take dealing with who I'm investigating like I deal with each case. If I run into something bad, I'll deal with it when I deal with it. So I don't know. What do you think, George? You think
Oh,
it'll ever happen?
no, I don't think it would ever happen. I absolutely not. What's disturbing too is you and I, and more so you've taught me a lot, but is we seem to have this discussion, but no one's ever willing to come aboard and just say, look, tell us what you feel. Are we out of line? Are you out of line? Or am I out of line? How will we be thinking? But I wish someone would just come on, tell me how you're thinking. I want to see someone's face. I want to hear their voice and tell us if we're out of line or are we okay to be doing what we're doing. you know I don't think that
Absolutely.
that's just my opinion. It was scary to come on the very first time when I first met you, but then it was on and I've never turned back. I'm like, oh,
That's right.
so I just don't think the paranormal world, I think the paranormal world is going to stay as a paranormal world, and a lot of people just don't want to do anything else but paranormal, and they're just going to think everything, they just turn their cheek and hopefully it'll just go away.
What's worse is that it's going to be it's already a dangerous field of what we're dealing with when we're dealing with the
Yeah,
supernatural world and
yeah,
the other realms. But again, what's more scary is the danger that you're in just trying to do what you love to do.
absolutely. Can you? Yeah, you're absolutely right, Christina.
So I definitely think, like, if you are an investigator who's not with a team, or even if you are with a team and somebody invites you to go out and investigate with them, just the two of you, and you really don't know that person personally, when you're investigating, you should always go with multiple people just to be safe anyway, just so you've got extra eyes watching, extra footage, extra evidence, whatever. But going alone or just two people is probably not a good, idea. So unless you really know who you're investigating with, stay in groups, don't wander off and do any solo investigating with somebody new. It's just very, very scary out there right now. Shani says that he was at the Maxim reports by the time that she tried to report him. Now that tells you right there how many people were just so disgusted by what we were sharing and the post. And again, the post was the actual screenshots to show that, I wasn't making any of this up. This came out of his own damn mouth. And then when he came on the show and again said it with his mind blowing. I was actually kind of intrigued afterwards, because I was like, wow, why would he do that? It just made him look worse. Like, well, obviously he didn't realize he was on my video. He thought he was just talking to me, but
Yeah,
hey, it is what it is. If that's who you are, that's how you feel, and that's who
yeah,
you live as,
right.
so be it. Just be a man and admit it. Don't hide behind, oh, I'm a writer, it's a character, it's a role, when your whole page is sick. It doesn't have anything to do with the paranormal, it doesn't have anything to do with magic. And I'm thinking all these kids that are follow him are reading these articles, and what then it's then going to make them think that this is okay, this is how the world is.
You know what?
It's sick, and no matter if it's true or not, it's just sick. And who are the hell are the sickos that are buying these things and reading these articles?
Mm-mm, not I.
So we got to keep reporting, reporting his pages, reporting, his everything that he puts out there. We may not get him taken down, but I'll tell you, we've had very good success in getting a lot of things, if not taken down, at least enough attention to the situation
I think
that
he just needs to
it
be on.
affects them being able to be in the field.
No, he needs to be on notice, and now he's on notice. No, and
Absolutely.
that's the, if anything at all, at least we have that for us, and I mean for us as brothers and sisters, or paranormal world, or even outside the paranormal world. At least he's on notice that he's being so-called watched.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
Well, and he thinks that, he's some God that everybody, just loves him. Well, from what I've seen, buddy, there's not a whole lot of love that's being shown to you anywhere that I could see other than your own likes of your own posts. That was about it. Everything else was pretty damn negative. Shanny says he should have joined a support group and gotten a therapist. There are better ways to deal with that affliction. Absolutely. I completely agree. Kelly Hopkins said, "Hey, Kelly, nice to see you. Pedo, hedo, whatever anyone wants to call it. It's disgusting all around. If it involves children under the age of 18, it is wrong and very disgusting. No matter what or how it is called, it is disgusting. This is exactly why I hate people and always say we need a damn genocide. It wasn't meant to be cruel, but it is meant to wipe the earth of these filthy, disgusting people we call humans." And I think that people do, they get so frustrated with the filth because again, in the news or mainstream media, like we never hear about the good stories. We always hear about the worst of the worst people out there.
Yep.
So we get our fill of it. And then we came out with, movies like The Purge. And I'm not going to lie. I actually thought the Purge movie was actually a very good idea. I think we need a president that would adopt that idea. I'm probably going to go on a long vacation the night of the Purge, so I'm not around, but
Right.
I think that it might be pretty interesting.
You sicko.
Just saying.
I love it. I'll stick with cartoons.
Yeah, well, see, I'm a little dark and deeper down that rabbit hole than you still.
No,
So
you're
that's why
not. No,
you'll
you're
get there
not.
soon. You're
I'm
you're right
there.
behind me.
I'm right behind you. I'm seriously. I love it. I love everything about you.
Pat says, I had a therapist that said that their brain is wired to think that children want this. This is why they cannot be rehabilitated. That could definitely be true. There's a lot of people that, they say just cannot be rehabilitated. So what do we do with those people? But again, do we really want them in our circles? Do we want them up around us? Do we want our children subscribing to his YouTube channel? Hell no. Not if you're any kind of involved parent, you sure as hell shouldn't. If you're a police officer parent, I'm thoroughly disgusted in you if this is the true case that you think that the guy's a good guy. How could you as a parent read the filth that is on this guy's page and still say, "Oh well, he seems like a great guy"? There's a whole lot of Hollywood pedophiles that came out over the last year to 2 years, left and right. And if you asked, all kinds of people said, "Oh yeah, he was a great person. I could never see him doing anything like that." And then you start hearing all the evidence and all of the people coming out the woodworks and the things that were done to them. And then you look at this person with completely different pair of eyes, and you're just thinking, "Oh, you disgusting piece of crap," because it comes out. So I was sick of being told, "Well, if it's all a show, maybe this guy's a really good guy and you're just judging him too harsh." I am going to say again, I don't give a shit. Well, I do give a shit if it's true. If it's true, you need to go to prison. If it's not true and you're just you're just saying that you like to have sex with children, you're doing all this just for attention, then you are a sick bastard that should be run out of this field as well. And anybody out there, I mean, again, you need to share this. If you have friends that have children that are like in 11 to 14, I'm telling you, I was shocked at when I found what a big following this guy has, of following his blog and everything. But again, he started out as somebody, as a magician, paranormal, ufology, and they've just seemed to follow him. And now that they tell him, "Oh, it's fantasy," the kids are reading this, that it's just blows my mind. So maybe go to his YouTube channel,
Yeah.
tell him how you feel about him
He sounds like
over there, since Sable's comments there, but we can get him for a little while there.
Watch his next little thing he's gonna be some cult. And run off with all these children and these families that don't really care about their kids. And it's just so, I don't understand this stuff. I say it over and over again like a dummy, but it's so sickening to me to even think about it. Just tired of it. It's sad. And where are the
Yeah.
parents at? Where are the parents at? I mean, it's like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. How can, as a parent, how could you, even if you say, "Oh, mom, he's this great magician and blah blah blah, and he likes paranormal," and then you go to his blog or you do any research on him,
right,
and you come up. Now, again, it's not like doing research and Googling somebody and just feel comes up with whatever is there, and you just take it as truth.
right.
This is information coming out from him. These are
His
his
mouth.
articles.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the fact that he threw those pictures up of those young late, you know what? I saw what you put up. I didn't see any further. The fact that he put pictures up of the girls in the bikinis, was it they in bathing suits or something like that?
Yeah,
That he
yeah,
had on his face. I mean, that
yep.
alone should be an alert. I mean, Facebook again. I blame Facebook. I blame Facebook. Period.
Yeah, they took, and the thing is that they took the post down, but dummies, I downloaded the screenshot, so it's like it's not like it's going where I could take and edit this video afterwards and
Yeah.
go and add all the pictures and the screenshots of everything at the end of the video. Like nobody can stop me. We're not saying anything whatsoever that is not true.
Right.
We are
He put it
reporting
out
on
there.
what he put out himself. Now,
Exactly.
of course, but we have our right to opinions. Again, do I have any proof that he is a pedophile? No. Do I have any proof that he is a hebephile? No, other than him himself claiming to be. So again, if he's saying one, and just after he had the whole thing that I posted about him taken down, talking about he was a hebephile, he came back again with another comment saying, yes, he absolutely stood by what he said, and he is. And if anybody has a problem with that, they can, share it publicly. So again, here we are. So um, I don't know the situation. We want to know from you guys, again, do you think that this guy deserves in any way, shape, or form to, be in our field, have anybody work with him? Should people, you know, check on their YouTube, and unsubscribe, let them know how you feel. We want to know what you think. That's for sure. Pat says, oh, well, Jennifer says, bring back public stonings, LOL. Uh,
Yeah.
we got a violent crew out here today. Pat says, when I was working on the ambulance, we had a pedophile and a molester. It is everywhere. Yeah, and again, when people say, "Oh, he could never be a," he's just saying that. He's not that. You don't know that.
Yeah, I
You
know.
don't know that.
Yeah, she's right though. She's absolutely right. It's everywhere. It's in every bowling alley. You have 12 teams in a bowling, in a bowling alley. I'm sure somebody's the same thing like this guy. It's everywhere. You know, it's just when you get caught up in it. I just don't like that this guy admitted to it. Like there's nobody that can touch him. Like he's
Right.
untouchable. That's
Right.
what's so mind-boggling.
So
But she's
smug
trying.
about it.
Yeah.
Want to say a special hello and welcome to the show to Renee. Renee says, I am surprised he hasn't tried to say that a demon's making him do this. Uh, I'm a new viewer since I saw George with Laura Lee last night. Been out of the paranormal for a while. Can't believe this is happening in our field. Well, welcome, Renee. Thanks for staying with us tonight and checking out the show. And yeah, this field is absolutely a joke. It's falling apart. And what I have to say to people is right now, if you've got like minded friends, people near you, in and around your areas, connect with those people and screw the rest of it. Like, there's so many people that would much rather be fragmented, they would much rather be completely out of, the whole trying to work together. Everybody's got a problem with everybody. So, again, always said, I don't think that, paranormal unity is ever going to happen on a large scale, but we definitely can do it on, a small scale. See, and I see because George, when you first started too, you were still a big believer that we're going to be a
I
big
was
old
a
happy family.
I was a
Everybody.
huge believer that everybody was going to be a serious brother and sister in the paranormal. Everybody's going to get along just beautiful. We're all going to sing kumbaya. And you know what? It just the deeper I get in the paranormal, I always something else comes up to discourage me. And you know what? I don't see it happening. It's sad. Paranormal unity can happen to the people that are on tonight. I think we all look great, but there's always going to be that one or two, and I'm still going to keep trying though. I'm a firm believer. I have total faith. I hope.
That's all right. I'm just gonna be here when it all falls apart. I'm just gonna be here to tell you, I told you so. But it's all
I
right.
know. I know.
It's okay.
All right.
It's learning experiences, George. Learning experiences.
You.
All right. Kelly says, Christina, we do need the purge to happen in real life. I will join you on the vacation, and we will wait for the purge to be over. Well, we'd have to take a few other friends along with us because we'll do a show from somewhere out of the country. Renee says he needs to be booted. We have enough drama within our community itself. He needs to be gone.
Exactly. She's absolutely 100. That's it. He should be booted out of the community. That would be the best thing. She's absolutely right. That would be the one thing to do. You just say, okay, you just got caught for this. You admitted to this. I'm sorry. We're not willing to take a chance. You're out. That's it. Go join a bowling league.
Agreed.
You could be someone else's problem.
Right. But again, with no regulation and governing body, people can come and go as they like. There's just anybody. I mean, it's just like a free for all.
Yeah.
You could be anybody. You could be some guy that's got 12 warrants. He's riding around with a loaded gun in his equipment bag, and you don't even know. And he might be popping some pills and a little bipolar. You don't know who the hell you're dealing with sometimes. I'm telling you, I've had so many really strange experiences, especially all the years going to so many conferences because you meet so many people.
Right.
And although I have to say, I have met so many amazing people through the events and, touring around, but I will also tell you, I have met some of the strangest people I have ever met in my life at some of these places as well. It is kind of creepy, scary, type of thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying not to expose myself here.
I
All right, so I think we, talked about this guy enough. I mean, again, Daniel Romanos, you can check him out of Baltimore, Maryland. Feel free to check him out. I'm sure you can go anywhere pretty much on any social media platform at this point, and you'll be able to find somebody posting about him because all of mine are down now. But hey, everybody else was posting them too, and he only reported mine. So that means you guys can keep sharing away. Go ahead. I'll just have you guys share it for me. Now on to the next topic. And we've got about 40 minutes left. So I want to talk about this a second topic. And then at the end, I want to talk about some of the upcoming events that you can see. Not only George at, he's going to be a big old speaker. Whoop, whoop.
A little nervous.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I
Just
know.
like being on the show.
Yes,
So the other thing is we are going to be doing a lot of events. We'll be attending a lot of events where we are going to be hosting Paranormal Connections radio show live from the locations. We're going to be doing some investigating. And I have to say, we have a lot of interesting things coming up over the next few months. A lot of locations that we're going to be going to, getting a lot of invites. I have to say, I love that. I love when people in the field reach out and say, you know what? I'd love to have you guys come and, investigate over here with me. And like, hell yeah, we will. Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to see George and I at a lot of different locations. His beautiful wife, Carrie, is going to be with us. A lot of the events, selling some of her jewelry. Got to make sure you go and check her out. She's got some amazing, amazing pieces. Definitely got to do that. Let's see. Jennifer says, so do bipolar people scare you? Oh, no.
Not at all.
Not at all. Actually, I feel very comfortable around bipolar people, to be honest. It's a much different type of scary, weird people in this field. No, bipolar people don't. I just make friends with all. I can also make friends with schizophrenics. I can get a relationship with each of their personalities. I mean, hey,
I think we all have a little bipolar. I mean, look, I think we all have something wrong with this. I mean, I don't mean it that bipolar have something going on. I think we all have a little bit of bipolar in us. I mean, who can't switch off from being in a really, flip out for whatever reason? So, bipolar is bipolar, no problem. It's.
welcome to the bipolar
Yes,
world.
ma'am.
I have been accused of worse.
Uh-huh.
Oh, let's see. Kelly says, Christina and George, I got something to share with you. I know this is off topic and I apologize, but I wanted to tell you that I was given a very clear message from an ancestor last night. He was dated back to the 19th or the 1600s to 1700s. He was from Scotland, one of my bloodlines. He also spoke a Gaelic tongue and told me about my Gaelic symbol. I have a few things to do that he wants me to do. He is one of the high ranking officers, and the oddest part of it all is he left behind a white strand of hair that landed on my arm. Interesting. Well, Casey, we know that, oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't even Casey. Kelly, definitely, I think, we should set you up to come on the show and talk all about it. It'd be definitely interesting. Love to hear stuff like that. Jennifer says, be careful with that, please, then. By dealing with bipolar people, oh, that's nothing new. She said, nobody's a little bipolar, LOL. Well, sometimes they're a little bipolar. Sometimes they're just full-blown batshit crazy.
Right.
Just depends on the day that you capture them. All right. So let's move on to the second topic. Second topic tonight, we are going to be talking about the Ryan Buell debate. Okay. So many people know that Ryan Buell was from Paranormal State. He was one of one of the few original paranormal shows that were out there. And I'm going to admit, I was a very big fan of it. I enjoyed the way he did things. I liked that not only did they investigate, but they did things to try to help the clients, which we never saw before. We also got to learn a little bit more about Ryan and what got him into paranormal investigating. And with a lot of us, it was to, try to figure out answers to his own life and what had been following him and what had been affecting him. And I have to say that unfortunately, being in this field, I have met a lot of people along the way that it seems like the longer that they do it, the more active the locations and more aggressive some locations that they choose to go to. You can get a really bad attachment that will cause you to turn against your friends. It will cause you to change your personality. If you have a tendency to drink or do any kind of drugs, you could find yourself being a full-blown addict. These things will chip away at your life and you until you are suicidal, because the end result is that's what they want, is for you to take their life. Been there. I understand attachments. I get it. And one of the reasons, I do drink, but one of the reasons I do not drink all the time, I also don't drink when I'm investigating. There's a lot of things that I've learned that you have to be very, very careful, because, again, an attachment is no joke, and it can really cause some issues. So the debate has always been, his drug abuse and alcohol abuse and all of it, was it due to the fame and the fortune and the attention to him? Because he does suffer from anxiety, and it's strange, but a lot of the men that are in television that investigate, they do suffer from anxiety. So having a big following, being recognized everywhere you go, can be very hard for somebody like that. So again, he's been to a conference, these events. There's usually a whole lot of drinking going on. There's a whole lot of all kinds of interesting things going on. And it could be very easy, again, to, if you're doing a tour, to drink at every location. Maybe do a little drive so you stay up so you can investigate that whole night because you're drunk from drink, and worn out from drinking and partying the night before. Who knows, but again, it's all available. And I can see again where it's very easy that it could be the pressure of being on television, the pressure of having to deal with the networks,
I think you hit it on the head.
the haters, the trolls.
Yeah. I think what you
There's
did.
a little bit of everything.
Sorry about that. I mean,
Sorry.
no, I'm sorry for interrupting you. I think it has a lot to do with, like you said, the stations. When someone gets up to the very top of television, I think they have a lot of pressures from the producers and the whoever does represent the show, and like you said, the haters. It all comes together. It's just like in Hollywood. That's why you see these young kids. They end up doing drugs. They commit suicide because there's so much pressure to stay on their game the whole entire time. And when you're dealing with the paranormal, you're not. It's not up to you. It's up to the paranormal if you're gonna keep on going. Does that make any kind of sense at all? You are frozen.
Yeah, you're breaking.
It might be.
Yeah, you're.
It might be me.
Yep. Okay. I think that we're back now. It seems like it's okay. Um, I think that it can be a lot of things, but again, it's a lot of pressure. And again, then once you get into drugs, and
Yeah.
Again, when you're in television, he was getting paid very well.
Right.
And people think, how in the world could he get into drugs and be, broke and have his house and everything? Well, it's the trickle down effect, and where, when you start sliding down that hill, you lose your footing and your gripping, and, you slide down real fast.
Right.
And I've had a lot of drug addicts and alcoholics in and around my lifetime. And I know how addiction works, and so it's very familiar when I see this happening. The question was because the paranormal field 100% turned against Ryan Buell, other than some very small loyal fans and followers. But the more that kept coming out about, not only his drug problem, his drinking problem, all the things that was happening in his personal life, which again, when you're in the public eye, you really have no private personal life because everybody wants to know everything that you're doing. And pretty soon, something goes bad for you. And where, before you just deal with the bad thing and you move on. No, when you're in the public eye, whatever that bad thing that happens, somebody's going to take that and try to make it headlines. So everybody, looks bad on and looks down on you. So there was a lot of stuff going on, but he did really put a black eye on himself when it came to the paranormal, when he did all of these events and took the money and
drugs and whatever.
Right, doing all the drug. I mean, and
Yeah.
again, the addiction, and I get it, and he got help, and I'm glad. I'm
Yeah.
glad, because I'm telling you, this is more than just alcoholism and drugs. Like,
Right.
from the first day that I saw him on television, I knew there was something really, really dark with that guy, really
Right.
dark, and it was only a matter of time. It affects your health. You'll definitely know the signs when you have a really bad attachment, because you will notice. I mean, again, your life, everything that possibly could go wrong does. Your health starts failing. I mean, it's like a downward spiral that you're about to crash and burn, and it happens pretty quickly. And you're turning against people who are the closest to you. So pretty soon you have no support, and then you're all by yourself. And then you think, oh, I can't do this and then that's where people finally say enough is enough, and they take their lives. And again, this isn't how we want things to end. Thankfully, he was able, and this is, sometimes I know people say it's bad, but when you finally get arrested and you go to jail and you finally realize, like, okay, like, I got to get my crap together and let me make a change. So tonight, we're asking, do people deserve a second chance in this field? Because I was just notified recently by a friend of mine that Ryan Buell is planning to, or in the planning stages of his West Coast paranormal event tour. All right. And he had asked me, said, would this be something that you would support? What are your feelings on this? Do you think that he should deserve a second chance?
Yes, if you're asking me, yes.
Yes.
I think everybody deserves. I think everybody seriously deserves a second chance. I mean, you make a mistake, hopefully you recover, you get better, and you get that second chance. Anything further than that, then we have an issue. I do feel that second chances are okay with me. Yes, second chances are fine because none of us are perfect. Sometimes we get weak, we fall, and then if you get better, you get another chance. But after that, then that's it. I mean, that's basically no more.
Yeah, Renee says, she thinks very true. I think that it was both fame and an attachment caused his downfall. And again, if you have been in this field long enough, and I've seen some people, I mean, again, who are some tough people that have had some real interesting cases over the years. And you can see that every year that I've known them, that they continue to investigate,
You
it
see him,
seems to take a toll on them,
yeah.
decline. It's the more that they're in it, and it's so weird. Is that I don't know. I mean, it's probably the same for you, George, because we're really alike in a lot of things. But for me, it's like when I go out and I get answers and I get evidence, it's like adrenaline for me. It's like I'm an adrenaline junkie. It makes me want to do it. Like if I could just go and investigate and just do cases every single day, like that would be my dream come true. Uh, and when we do that, I think that we don't take that time away. We are so focused and dedicated to the field that we end up making really stupid decisions, um, not preparing correctly, taking shortcuts.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
might have investigated the night before and stayed out really, really late, and everybody wants to get up for breakfast or for brunch and
right,
everything. And you know that if you do that, by the time it's time for you to go to investigate that night, you are going to be tired and you're not going to be able to be grounded. You're not going to be able to
right.
say, but you're like, but everybody else is going to be there and I don't want to be, you look like the one person who doesn't show up. So we go and we do it anyway. Right. And
And
again, then we
that's
report after.
we have getting an attachment. That's what I'm saying about investigate. As you said it quite well, investigations don't need to be done at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
No,
You
no.
know, you can start investigating at 7 o'clock in the evening, and then by the time if you start getting tired, I think you just cut it. That's it because that's when you're really risking your own self having an attachment or just having a really bad investigation.
Well,
So
spirits are there 24 hours a day. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I guess that's the difference for people who can't see spirits or can't sense spirits because again they go with all the old wives tales that if you really want to get
nah,
evidence you
no,
gotta wait until between midnight and 5 a.m because it's the witching hour, it's when it's the strongest. And I'm like, shit, I see them all day
exactly.
long walking around. Like I go everywhere and I can probably see or interact with some spirit at some point during my days. It's
Right,
all the time. And I used to always say to my team, look, guys, I'm getting too damn old to stay up all night long till 5 in the morning. And then I got shit to do the next day. Like this, like I'm not 20 anymore.
right,
And why do we need to come and stay all night when we can go in and we can go in, I can do my walkthrough, we can collect our evidence all within a few hours
right.
and then do a cleansing and be out of there and do everything, we're out.
Well, even
So
it's
why do we need to stay overnight other than to sit there and see if anything more, spectacular happens later on in the night? I get it.
even the most popular, and I don't TV shows out there. I would assume they don't even do an all night investigation. They just do it for a couple of hours and they move on.
Well, I mean, definitely I would do a lockdown,
Oh
if we
yeah,
found a location. I have no
Abs-
problem doing like a
that
lockdown
would be fun. That's a dream.
situation.
That's my dream.
And well, we definitely can hook that up.
That
I
is
mean,
my dream.
we have an old farmhouse we're going to be investigating with a friend of
I
mine
I
soon.
know I haven't even let it sunk in yet because you I don't want to look into it now, but I'm looking forward to that. The Turlock farmhouse you called it, is that correct?
Yeah.
That's in a couple of weeks. And I can't wait to tell Kara.
Kelly's saying my deceased mom is playing with my hair while watching you and George on my device. Well, hello to your mother.
Yes, please tell your mom hi.
She's enjoying. So again, after this stream is done, we want you to share it. We want to know everybody's opinions on these things. Some people are asking me what is my opinion as far as the second chance with Ryan Buell. Um, Again, I'm always kind of got these two separate answers because on one side, I believe everybody deserves a second chance. I
Right.
think if you do the work, and from what I understand and what's been relayed to me through people who are closely connected that know that when he does this tour, that he is absolutely not going to be in control of any of the financial issues that surround the event. It's somebody else's in control of that.
Right.
He is also going to be traveling, doing the whole West Coast tour with his sponsor. So his sponsor will travel with him continuously at all events to make sure that he stays on the straight and narrow, doesn't fall off the wagon. So I think that if he can do all of these things, yes, because what people don't understand, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for this because there's a lot of Ryan Buell haters because the one thing about this field, it is very unforgiving.
Yeah.
If you screw them over.
Yeah.
Because they attack like, packs of hyenas. And as you see, even on the stream that we did the other day, people were attacking. It wasn't us. Other people, they get really fired up. We can't control other people. But again, I think that people deserve a chance. And also is that what other people don't understand too is that people who are afflicted with paranormal activity for a good chunk of their life, it isn't a hobby. It isn't even a career.
Yeah.
It's our life. It's our life. And the thing is if he can come out of the other side from this with lessons and things that can help other people in our field, then I say absolutely. But Ryan, if you get a chance to see this stream, dude, don't screw up again because again, this field is very unforgiving. And if you get enough people in the right places who are willing to give you a shot, willing to give you a chance, you'll get out there. And if you got the backing from people that the public trusts, they'll support you. They'll come to the events. I've seen a few of them that he's done already and they've sold out. So they're on smaller scales, but and they are well-known names that are working with him.
Good.
So I think that there's enough people that have been out there a long time that are willing to say, hey, we get it, we'll give you another chance, and if nobody else, we'll at least try. So
but when he screws that up though, for anybody after that one, right, it's over, completely done.
And I don't think if he was anybody else, say he wasn't somebody that was well known in the public eye and so much attention had been drawn to his name and his show, I don't even think he would get a second chance in this field. If it was you or even I.
Yeah.
If we came out and we screwed over, like we did some events and over and over and over, and we took everybody's money and then we just like talk shit about him, and then our whole life was going down and we see us in jail and all of that, and then we come back out and we said, hey, let's do another event, guys. We're back out and rehabilitated.
No.
Be like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
You are now going to be shunned because that's exactly what happens in this field. If nobody believes it, please believe it. It is true.
Right.
You can't be shunned in this field very quickly.
You're absolutely 100% right on that one.
Unfortunate, but that is, the way it is. Kelly says, who is this Ryan dude? Ryan Buell. And again, He was the lead investigator for Paranormal State, and kind of ran into some problems and has been out of the field. He is on the coming back, and again, we really hope that everything works out for him. Again, I don't ever wish bad on anybody or wish that they're not going to be successful. I mean, again, I think that there's a lot that he could share, a lot that he could teach people. I mean, I know even watching his show, just a lot of the things that happened to him were very familiar to me. So it was just like, wow, I mean, you can really connect to a person. And I can also, again, see why, how he downhill slid in all of this. And again, I think if you really don't understand the paranormal, it's very easy to
It
not understand this.
Paranormal world is a rough world. It's a rough world.
And again, unless you've ever had an attachment, when you have an attachment, it will be something that you will never forget. It will change your life forever. And again, when you go to a lot of these conferences, these are a lot of the speakers that you hear from.
Yeah.
Are people that have had these horrific, crazy ass experiences in the paranormal. So again, I can see where definitely a lot of this stuff. And again, you guys, do you think that he has an attachment? Do you think that an attachment added to what was going on with him? So let's know. Hey, Christopher, great to see you. Kelly says, yes, it is. I agree with George. So good. Renee says, out of all the shows out there, it did seem to teach some things. And I agree. I mean, I enjoyed when he brought Chip Coffey in there, and other psychics in there. He was one of the first that was utilizing psychics in the investigations and reaching out to other people in the field that he trusted, like we do, to say, "Hey, can you help me with this case I have?" I mean, he was on television, but these were actual cases. It wasn't like these were made up cases. These were actual cases. And not only did he investigate, but he tried to get answers. They tried to give the families some advice on what they could do to, fix it. But it was a step. I still think there's still more that needs to be done. I think that teams need to know how to actually help the clients get rid of the activity, which a lot don't still. But again, it was better than when we first started out with the paranormal television shows, and it was basically just ghost hunters going out and validating, or ghost lab validating that there was activity. Well, duh, like we pretty much, by the time we get in there with clients, pretty damn sure they got some activity. So you saying, oh yes, you've got some activity, and they say, great, now we're not crazy, what do we do? And they're like, oh well, we don't do any of that, we don't know. You'll have to go find somebody else now that actually gets rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, ridiculous. All right, so we got about 10 minutes left, so we want to take this last 10 minutes to talk about some of the stuff that we have coming up over the next few months, because we got a busy second half of the year. We got lots of stuff that's coming up and that we're planning on doing. So let's talk about some of the events first.
It's all you there, boss.
Hey, well, you're part of them. You know all the different ones we're doing. So we've got the Haunted Biltmore Para Retreat that is coming up the first weekend. Is that the first weekend or the second weekend?
Second weekend. I think it's the second weekend first weekend of September.
First weekend of September. Okay. Yep. It's like this. Let me actually just pull up the calendar so I can see, because, all right. So September, it is the second weekend. It is the 7th through the 9th. So we'll be there. Huh?
That'd be the first weekend, wouldn't it?
No, the first is on Saturday.
Oh, okay. All right. Then that's why. My fault. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So it'll be the second weekend. So if you're on the West Coast, you definitely want to come there. Not only is Lake Tahoe just absolutely amazing and beautiful. The Biltmore, hotel, amazing. Everybody says it's got a haunted history. I've never been there, but you can gamble. We're going to have costume parties. We're going to have parrot. What did we say it was called? Shit, like paranormal karaoke.
Yeah, it's gonna pair. And then, like you said, a costume, and then you're just gonna have a group of people that are just actually great paranormal people. I think it's gonna be a good group up there.
We have a lot of fun with this group. I'll tell you, the more that we get together, and it's like each event we add a few more people to the
Right.
family, to the group, and the next event we see the all those people come. So it's like each time it's like we're all getting together and we get to hang out and we get to have some fun and we get to investigate together and just chill. And so it's a lot of fun. So if you're going to be around, definitely you want to get your tickets. Now the tickets are selling out fast, so you definitely want to get together. I know that the Biltmore Hotel is completely sold out.
Yeah, completely sold out.
Gone.
Yep.
We
Yep.
got our room. We got
Yes.
our room.
Yep.
So there are other hotels, obviously, that you can stay at in the surrounding area. They'll still be investigating there, so there'll still be plenty for everybody to do. But again, looking forward to seeing everybody there. George, you have one coming up. This is going to be your first
Yes.
opportunity as
Yes.
speaker. What
Yeah.
a great place, kind of taking it back to where it all started.
Yeah, I mean, my very first, I was asked, it's going to be my very first Paracon speaking to a group of people. We'll see. But it's going to be on November 2, 3, and 4 of this year. It's called the Motherlode Paraquest 2018. And it's going to be at the Kennedy Mines and also the Agonaut, the mines out there. But it's also going to be at the Amador Courthouse and Jail. The tickets went on sale about a week ago, and you can go to www.motherlodeparaquest.com, and you can purchase your tickets there. They have different rates for different times for, like, you can go to the Amador Courthouse or you can just go to the Kennedy Mines, but you'll find out all the information there. But I'm looking forward to the very first time standing in front of people and actually just talking. I mean, just talking, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it'll be the first of many. But that's what I've wanted to do, and I've been given an opportunity, and I'm looking forward to it on November 2, 3, and 4, like I said, of this year.
Absolutely. And then again, let me pull this one up because one of our good friends, Tammy Gimothy, we
Yes,
are going to be at the Ghost Miners of Columbia 2
I'm looking forward
event.
to that. You know what? I saw her post it.
Yes.
I am looking so forward to that, and we're gonna have our own table there, right? Am I correct?
Absolutely. Yes. Paranormal Connections. George and I have been asked to come out and cover the event. So we will have our table out there. We'll be interviewing people, walking around, checking out the vendors, letting you get a little inside glimpse of everything going on, maybe a few live streams of some of the investigating. Just kind of depends what's going on. But you definitely want to check that out. It's going to
Yeah.
be September 14th through the 16th. Again,
Yes.
George will be there along with a host of great talent that are going to be speaking.
Yep.
We got Santiago Cirillo, Eileen Dietz, Brandy Green, Patrick Doyle, Jay Blumick,
Yep.
Dalen Pratt, Harvey Alphas, Jesus and Pablo Martinez, Marie and Jay Yates, our good friends. My good friend Brandon Alves, Scott Latea, Denise Garcia, my little twin sister soul, and Christopher Moon is going to be there, along with Mike Casey. So there's a great lineup. They're going to have meet and greets, vendors, the conference. They're going to do giveaways, psychic
Yep.
readings,
Yep.
raffles, you name it,
Uh,
and as well the investigation. If you
well,
do the investigation only, it's $100.
yeah.
If you want the full weekend, 2 days worth of all this stuff, 150.
You can't be. Tammy put it. I didn't see it last year, but this girl is. I want to say rudely up and becoming. She's already becoming. She's putting together a great lineup, and you know what? She has such a future in the Paracons. I mean, I can't wait for the next year and already because she seems to be just getting better and better at what she does. Man, I'm excited for her. Very
Yeah, oh,
exciting.
I am too. And we're, excited to be asked to cover it. So,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we're looking forward to that. Got the
Yeah.
new banner
Did you?
delivered. It's all ready to go.
I can't wait, man. That's September. That's gonna be and then we got the Biltmore, we have Tammy's over at the Columbia, and then last but least in November it will be at the Kennedy Mines. I mean
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. Then in what October we still have Halloween. We still have haunted houses to hit.
October is going to be a busy month for George and
Yeah,
I. Last year, you saw Renee and I going through all of the haunted houses for the dares, pretty much the challenges that they
right.
gave us. This year, well, last year and the year before, Renee basically sabotaged me because he was the cameraman and he was letting everybody come in and scare me. This year, George is more scared of the haunted houses than I am. So I think he will be screaming and running faster than me. So we're
I
going to
am
have to find a good cameraman.
Oh my God, I'm so, you know what? Being a paranormal investigator is one thing, but when it comes to these haunted houses, I am just a big, giant girl. I'll be like, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to be screaming. I'm going to get upset. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. I'm just like, but you know what? I can't wait. I'm looking forward to October with you. I think it's going to be a blast, but I admit I'm a big, giant baby. I don't like scary things, man. I'll paranormal investigate anything in the world, but when it comes to these Halloween things, because Jigsaw's going to be out there. You know he's going to be. The Jeeper Creeper guy's going to be someplace in the hayfield. I know somebody out there's going to be one of
What?
these cats.
Didn't tell you that was my costume this year?
Oh shit, it ain't. Come on, you told me you're going to be Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. Come on.
Maybe psychotic Minnie Mouse with a knife and, ready to
No,
cut someone's ear and tail off. But I don't
no.
know.
You know who you look like since you got your hair done. By the way, it looks nice again. Is Tomb Raider. Let's keep it simple. Make it nice and pure. That girl, whatever her name is from Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider's badass. What are you talking about? She's slaying people left and
That
right.
that is you. She is so
Okay.
she is so badass.
Okay. Well, we'll see about that one. We'll see how we'll see. We'll see. But yes, during October, we have 4 weeks every weekend. George
Yep.
and I have a different haunted house to go to all across Northern California. We've got 4 different locations, one in San Francisco, California, another one in Modesto, and we've got 2 in Sacramento.
I can't wait. I
Man,
can't. I can't wait. Mm, 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 mm. I can't wait. And you better not let me go.
you know,
Okay.
we're also going to be taking a trip out to Southern California to check out the Hollywood Forever Cemetery out there. We've been invited to my friend David Oman's house to go out and do a live stream and investigation from there. Uh, Again, we've got all kinds of stuff coming up. So definitely keep tuned in. Stay like the page, make sure you follow the show page so you can keep on top of everything we're doing, because again, sometimes you never know, something may happen, someone may piss us off, we might get some information, we got to do a late breaking, last up to the moment update on what's going on. So you have to keep those channels open so you can check out what the latest news is. So with that being said, everybody, we are going to get out of here for tonight, but thanks so much for joining us. Again, share this video.
Share.
Share it, like and subscribe. All right, everybody, we are so glad to have you guys this week. We will be back next week. Make sure to join George and I on Thursday.
Yes, Wednesday.
Almost said it wrong.
Yep.
See, I've been doing Thursday for so long.
Yep.
It's like my schedule is all off. Wednesday night.
Yes, ma'am.
6 to 8. It's our new day and time. We are right after UFO Undercover with Joe Montalvo, and definitely check us out. We got some interesting things coming up. All right, you've been listening to Paranormal Connections radio show on the UPRN Talk Radio Network, 107.7 out of New Orleans. Have a great night and a great week. We'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody.